There's a certain kind of person who sees their phone start ringing and feels a small shift inside. Nothing dramatic, no panic, just a quiet hesitation. A moment where you think, do I really want to answer this right now? If that sounds familiar, you've probably been judged for it. People say things like, why don't you like phone calls? Or, just talk, it's easier. Sometimes it even gets labeled as bad communication. But psychology tells a very different story. Phone calls are one of the most demanding forms of communication for the human brain. There's no preparation time, no pause to think. You're expected to process tone, emotion, intent, and meaning instantly, all while responding in real time. For people who are reflective or internally focused, that kind of pressure isn't casual, it's mentally exhausting. Research shows that people who prefer texting or written messages often process information more deeply. They don't avoid connection, they prefer accuracy over speed. Text gives your brain space, space to think, space to choose words carefully. Phone calls remove that space and replace it with urgency. There's also the issue of interruption. A phone call doesn't gently arrive, it demands attention. It pulls you out of your current mental state and requires immediate access to your voice, your focus, and your emotional energy. If you value mental boundaries or concentration, that sudden demand can feel intrusive, even when the caller means well. Then there's emotional labor. Phone calls come with an unspoken expectation. You're supposed to sound interested, present, socially on, even on days when you're tired, even when your energy is low. Over time, that constant performance adds up. This doesn't mean you're antisocial, it doesn't mean you lack communication skills, and it definitely doesn't mean you don't care. Many people who dislike phone calls are thoughtful, attentive communicators in the right environment. They listen carefully, they notice details, they choose their words with intention. What often gets labeled as avoidance is actually self-regulation. Disliking phone calls isn't a flaw, it's a signal from your nervous system, a signal that you value processing time, predictability, and emotional balance. So if you've ever ignored a call and felt guilty about it, remember this: you're not rejecting connection. You're choosing the form of connection that allows you to show up fully without draining yourself. And that's not a communication problem. That's self-awareness.